Hi guys, so I'm just gonna do a little tutorial today of how I do my everyday makeup. I don't do too much, but sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. This is gonna be more of the toned down type look. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move my bangs out of my face. I'm gonna push them all to the front and get my little tiara here and just slide it right on and get that out of the way. So the next thing that I'm gonna do, I've already primed my face with the Milani Prime Perfection. I've already done that. The next thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, and I use it in the shade Light Medium. So I'm just gonna put that underneath my eyes and down my face because I have a lot to conceal. I have a lot of acne scars and all that good stuff, so we're just gonna conceal it all. Conceal it all. Alrighty, my phone's dinging off or people are texting me and stuff. Okay, so I just put a little bit there and a little bit up here. I do like this stuff. It's super duper full coverage, and I like that it's full coverage just because I can hide so many things with it. So I'm gonna go in with my beauty blender that I actually have to open because I got a new one. Actually, I have to open because I got a new one. And I'm just gonna take this beauty blender and I'm just gonna blend this out all over my face. You were blessed with a beautiful, beautiful face. You do not have to use this step. You don't have to use a full coverage concealer either. However, I do like to use it because my face is so red and so just like dead looking. So I'm just gonna use a little bit of that, blend that out really quick. And then the next thing that I'll go with is my foundation. I do use a liquid foundation. I like the liquids better. My skin is not dry, but it's not really that oily either, so I'm kind of like a combination skin. So what I'm going to use is I use the Stay Matte But Not Flat from NYX. I use the liquid foundation in the shade Creamy Natural, and I really, really like it. I like it a lot. You can't even see it because my light's too bright, but you know, you work with what you have. So I'm just going to slap this on with my finger and just kind of rub it around. I don't use too much of this because I already put on a full coverage concealer and this blends out really well. So I'm going to use a brush actually to blend this out. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to go ahead and just use my beauty blender. There's no point in dirtying up a brush when you can just use your beauty blender. And I'm just going to blend that out all over. It doesn't take long. You just do it. I don't put a whole lot on my forehead because my bangs do cover my forehead, so it's like, it doesn't really matter what you use up there. And I have most of this blended out already. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to use my LA Colors powder foundation in the shade Nude, and I'm just going to go in with this with a big fluffy brush and put it all over my face. Big fluffy brush all over the face. I just dab it on there and I do swipe down because you have those little hairs on your face that like will move and make your makeup look not so like, what is the word that I'm trying to use? Not so like, I don't know, crusty looking? Not crusty, but like, it just kind of looks like you're not really even. Like your skin's not even. So the next thing that I'm going to go into is I'm going to go ahead and do my blush. And I use a blush from my big palette that I got from Ulta. And I use the pinkest shade that there is. There's this one. And I just go in with my my Lisa Frank little brushy brush that I have. It's super duper cute, and I just put that directly onto the apples of my cheeks. I do use it with a little bit of sparkle, but I use it as my contour also. So I try to get it all the way over as pink as possible, and then I blend it downward. Then you have pink, little rosy cheeks. And I do the same thing to the other side. People are just blowing me up today. Today is that day to talk to me. So once you have your blush on, both sides, you have lots of blush going on, blusher everywhere. So the next thing that I do use is I go in with that same palette and I use a little bit of sparkles, and I'm just going to use one of the brushes that came with it. It's the Ulta Beauty blush brush, and I use this cute pink sparkly powder. You can't tell that it's really sparkly, but it is. It has a super duper sparkle to it, and I just put it directly above where I put my blush, where my highlight should be. I'm almost using it as a highlighter, but it's more like a glitter than it is anything. And then I blend it in with my blush also, just to have more sparkles, because I feel like you can't go wrong when you put on a bunch of sparkles. So the next thing that I'm going to use is my highlighter, an actual highlighter, and it's the Mary Luminizer from the Balm, and I just have it in this little trial size package that I got from my Ipsy bag, and I'm gonna go in with a really tiny brush. I gotta find it. I just had it here. I'm gonna go in with a really tiny brush. This is from Real Techniques, their bamboo edition, and I'm just gonna take that and put that in the same spot where I put my sparkles. So, but I'm gonna go up a little bit, and I'm gonna use it right through here, just for some extra shine and shimmer and some extra stuff. And I'm also going to use it at the bottom by my cheek. I'm going to put a little bit down here, and I do the same thing to the other side, and I also put a little bit on my nose and in between my eyes. Sometimes I will put a little bit right there and a little bit on my chin, and I do put the rest of it up here on the forehead, just because. The next thing that I'm going to use is my baby lips. I'm going to put a little bit on because I do have drier lips in the winter and in the summer. They're especially dry right now, and the baby lips really helps me. So whenever I'm ready to do my lipstick, then it'll be a lot easier. So the next thing that I'm going to use right now is my, where did it go? Is my highlighting, like kind of pinky highlight powder. It's from IBY Beauty, and I'm just gonna take a small fluffy brush. I took a fluffy angled like unicorn brush, and I'm just gonna use a little bit of this product. It is the IBY Beauty like bubbly highlighter. You can't really tell what the shade is, but it is very pink and very pretty. You can't see it from that angle, but it is very pretty, and I like it, and I just put it right above there. Just a little bit of highlighter, and I'm just gonna go ahead and dab some on my nose to have a little bit of a pinkier type nose. And alright, the next thing that I'm gonna go in with is my eyeshadow palette from this big box, and I'm going to use a couple different shades. I'm going to be using this shade, which is a really light pink, and I'm also going to be using this shade, which is kind of like a light lavender purpley blue. I'm just going to take one of the smaller fluffy brushes, and let me find it really quick. Actually, I'm just going to use this one. I'll just use this one. This one is from the Urban Decay Naked palette. It's just the brush that comes with it. So I'm just going to dip that into that light pink, and I'm going to put that all over my lid. I do kind of just slap it on whenever I am just doing my own makeup, just to do it. Like, if I'm in a hurry or something, then I will just slap it on. I'm gonna get you guys a little bit closer so you can see what's going on. Alright, so I'm just putting that right here on the corner and on the eyelids. I bring it up to my eyebrow because this is going to be like your base shade, and it's also going to dupe as like a highlighter. So I'm just going to do the same thing to the other eye. And then I'm going to go in with that matte colored lavender, and I'm going to put that directly onto my lids. So I'm just going to use a fluffy brush for that. I have a Real Techniques base shadow brush, and I'm going to use that light purple and just put that directly onto the lid. It's not really a pigmented shade. It's just kind of a base color for what you're about to go into. So the next product that I'm going to use is going to be my Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette, and I got it dirty. Look at this. I got it so gross. I don't know what the hell that is. But I'm just going to use the shade Totally Fetch here down at the bottom. It's the hot pink shade. I love it. Sometimes it doesn't get as pigmented as I wanted it to be, but you know, sometimes you always don't get what you want, which is fine. But I'm just going to take it on that same fluffy brush and just dab it onto my lid. And I have a big fluffy brush just take and get the excess off. And then I'm going to do the same to the other eye. So this is my everyday makeup look. I don't go all out for it, but I do try to make it as sparkly as possible and as pink as possible because I love pink. And so the next thing that I'm going to use is I'm going to use a little bit of a highlighter powder type thing. I don't normally use my brows, but if I do use my brows, then I just use the Benefit Ready Set Brow. It's just kind of like a brow gel, and it's just for setting your brows. So I'm just going to use a little bit of that, swipe that in there right quick, and then, because my bangs cover my brows, so I don't normally have to do them. I just like for them to look nice. So I'm just going to swipe that right over there. And I'm going to use that highlighting powder as soon as I find it. Here it is. It is the Bare Minerals Cultured Pearl Eye Color. It is really pretty. It's a really pretty like light pink. And I'm going to go in with a tiny brush and just use a little baby bit of that and put it into my crease, just to give me a little bit more of a highlight right there. So my next thing that I use is just my lashes. This is the last thing really because I don't do a whole lot. So the last thing that I do is I use my Avon Big and Daring Volume Mascara. I like this one, but I also like the one from Smashbox, but I am out right now, so I'm using this one. My grandma actually sells Avon, so it's really helpful. I get a lot of good makeup for cheap, sometimes free. You never know. But I only put it on my top lashes. Unless I'm putting a color underneath my bottom lashes, I normally don't put any mascara on them, just because I don't like to. Sometimes I don't like the way it looks. And then we're done. I'm gonna actually put on a lip color this time, and I'm gonna use the sparkly shade, but I'm gonna use one shade under it. This is the NYX Soft Matte Cream. I'm gonna use it in the shade Tokyo. It's just a really light pinky shade. And then I'm gonna go over it with this, which is some shimmery, like purple overcoat almost. Because you can't really use it by itself because it is like kind of thin. It's just more for sparkles. So I'm just going to use a little bit of that right after I put that on. And this is what it looks like. It's a shimmery type purple color. I can't really say what it is. I will list everything that I've used down below. It's a long-lasting liquid lipstick, but it does last a long time. It's just not really that thick enough to where you can wear it like by itself. So it's just giving me the shimmer in this shade of pink that I need. I'm just gonna rub that in, and now we have the completed makeup look. I'm gonna zoom you guys back out, and I'm just gonna take this down, take this off, and I fix my bangs a little bit, as much as I possibly can. They're a little messed up right now. They're needing some help, but you know, this is the completed makeup look. I don't bronze, and I usually don't contour either. I just kind of put on everything. I like to look like a little baby kid, so I don't contour a whole lot, or really hardly at all. I do have a contour thing where I am going to do a how to contour your face. So this is the completed makeup look, and thank you for watching. I hope you subscribe and hit the button down below and like this video if you want to see more. Thanks guys. Bye.